Well, we must start meeting like this, Daryl Gurney. He's making a habit of appearing on the streaming boards. But that's what happens when you keep winning games. The newest champion on the PDC Tour, Super Chin, back in action on streaming board 1, looking to book his place in the quarterfinals of Players' Championship 8, live from the Barnsley Metrodome. But to do that, he's going to have to overcome the highest seeded player still left in the tournament on a day which has seen big names tumble and tumble early. Dave Chisnall, the number 4 seed, is the highest seeded player still left in. The number 1 seed, Peter Wright, was beaten early doors. Mensur Suljevic, the number 2 seed, didn't last much longer. Simon Whitlock was a first-round casualty. He was seeded number 3. We've just seen Adrian Lewis, the 2-time world champion, beaten by the Iceman Gerwyn Price. And it leaves a last 16 with all sorts of surprise contenders. Could we be seeing an 8th different winner from 8 events this year on the Players' Championship Series? Well, we won't be if Daryl Gurney goes and makes it 2 in 2 days, and he's got a chance of doing that. But Dave Chisnall, one of the biggest scorers in world darts, he did make a final just 8 days ago in Milton Keynes, only beaten by a superb Adrian Lewis in that final. He's had a semi and a quarter-final this year as well. It comes off the back of his first ever run to the quarter-finals of the World Championship, Dave Chisnall. He drew with Peter Wright in the Premier League on Thursday.
140.
And a performance where he averaged 106. And led 6-3, but was pegged back to 6 apiece.
57.
Can Chizzy go on and claim a 12th PDC title? And when you put it in that way, and look at this, Chiz.
140.
Daryl Gurney has taken quite some time to go and claim his first. Chizzy has 11 PDC titles and a number of major finals to boot.
45.
Serious player is Dave Chisnall, and he's in danger of winning this opening leg by about 300 points. Treble 10 for double 16. Okay, well, he'll just set it up now.
41.
He'll leave himself double top. Daryl Gurney not really got going in this just yet. Dave Chisnall being allowed to just dominate and, you would think, take the opening leg. Yes, yes, he does. 1-0 to Chizzy. Very evenly matched, these two, in terms of their previous meetings. And they have met in some big games as well. 8 times they've come up against each other. The first time, almost a decade ago, the World Masters, the early rounds. Daryl Gurney winning on that occasion.
180.
And he fires in his first maximum. Gurney, I've mentioned a number of times this weekend already, believes his scoring power is good enough to live with anybody in the game. 64. And if you believe that, then you've got to test yourself against Dave Chisnall, because he is right up there when it comes to scoring power. The number of 180s this man hits is pretty much second to none. 130 for Gurney, leaves him 95. Chizzy could get to a finish here. Oh, well, he needed to fill it up to do that, so not as much pressure as there might have been. I think it'll be bullseye first for Gurney. Yeah, 25 scored. He was looking at the treble 18. He's gone into the 1, or is it the treble? 79. It's difficult to say. Just couldn't see from the angle, but he's left himself double 8. And Chizzy's going to be there or thereabouts. He's going to be right there. First maximum for Chizzy. Now pressure on the double 8. Getting closer.
Game shot.
And there it is. Daryl Gurney does pin it last start. Under pressure from Dave Chisnall. We've got a level game at 1 apiece. So 8 times these two have met. 4 wins for Dave Chisnall. 4 wins for Northern Ireland's Daryl Gurney.
140.
But Chizzy has won the last 3. One here in Barnsley in the final Pro Tour event of the year. That was in a semi-final. Denying Gurney his first appearance in a final. Only won it 6-4. It was a tight game. He beat him at the World Grand Prix back end of last year in the quarterfinals as well. And he beat him in the Pro Tour in Coventry back in 2015. You've got to go back to the start of 2015 for the last time that Daryl Gurney beat Dave Chisnall in a competitive game of darts. That was in a UK Open qualifier. So it has been a long while coming, but you feel that Gurney has been getting better and better. So maybe he is due a win over Dave Chisnall.
91.
He's left himself a finish. Similar finish as these. Chizzy needs the treble for a dart. Bull gets the treble. Bullseye it is. And he takes it out. 130 checkout from Dave Chisnall. Had to go for it with Gurney on a finish himself. Not a problem. 12 darter. 130 checkout. Dave Chisnall. Impressive start to this one. The winner of this one will go through to the quarterfinals. It could be Raymond van Barneveld who awaits. We are still waiting to find out who Barney's got in his last 16 match. I can tell you that James Wade is through to the last 8. He has beaten Alan Norris. Alan Norris, one of the winners on the Players' Championship Series so far. That is a maximum for Daryl Gurney, number 2 for him. So that's another guy who has won one already this year, who has been knocked out. Alan Norris. We're running out of people who've won one already. Could be 8 for 8. 8 different winners in 8 tournaments. Look at this. Gurney. Gurney. 180 followed by 177. There's the scoring power that he's talked up so often.
134.
Good response from Chiz, but it's not enough to get to a finish. So a bit of time for Gurney to play with. For a 12 darter.
46.
Pulls it a bit low. Now, Chisnall managed to set up a similar shot earlier on and really put some pressure on Gurney to hold his throw. He has got 1 treble, so he's applied some pressure, perhaps not as much as there might have been, but double 10 for Gurney, and he knows if he misses it, he's in trouble. Getting closer, working his way towards that double bed. And there it is, once again. Daryl Gurney misses outside a couple of times, but edges in and finds it with the last dart. Very little to separate these two as Chisnall fires in his second maximum. We've had 4 in the game, 2 apiece. Gurney having that 177 as well, of course.
100.
Wayne Jones and Robbie Green fighting out for a place in the quarterfinals to face James Wade as Chisnall. Wait. We said that once he finds his range on the treble 20, Dave Chisnall can just hit them all day. And he started off with 6 perfect darts. And he's just low with the 7th. Denying us once again. We saw Adrian Lewis go 7 darts into the 9 darter earlier on.
140.
Well, Gurney is not out of this leg, though. I know Chisnall went 6 darts into the 9. But if he doesn't take this out, and he's going to have to stay there, and now it's a ball shot, and he's missed it by a distance, Gurney quite capable of taking this out. 127. Treble 19 for Bull. Oh, he's just slipped into the treble 7. You can see the purse of the lips. Just trying to figure out what he's left now.
59.
So Chisnall will only get 2 darts for the leg here. He's elected to go for double top.
Game shot.
And there it is. Only needs 2 darts. Now, Dave Chisnall, 48 check out and takes out double top for the 2nd time in the match. And the pressure now piled back onto Gurney about whether he can hold his throw. It's 5 consecutive holds of throw we've had in this game so far. But these guys have already demonstrated that they've got the big scores, the 180s and the 177s. They've got them in their locker. A couple of big visits like that back to back, and the 12 darters on, and you can very easily find breaks of throw. Very nearly a 3rd 180 for Daryl Gurney.
85.
Disappointed with that, Daryl, after an excellent first dart. Because doesn't matter where he is.
123.
With his ability to find that treble 20, you're never safe. You never feel completely safe. It can just come from nowhere.
100.
Halves his score, Gurney. Leaves him a 2 dart. Check out. Oh, Chisnall. Chizzy.
140.
Yeah, it's another ton 40. Another 2 treble visit from Chisnall. But that's a great dart for Gurney. 2 at double top, and he only needs 1. It's a fantastic 2 dart checkout. Just hitting Chisnall back with what he did to him in the previous leg. 14 darter, 2 dart checkout.
134.
Top stuff being served up by an 11-time PDC title winner and a most recent PDC title winner. 134 plays 140 in the opening visits. He's good. But who's going to win it? It's difficult to call, isn't it? 6 consecutive holds of throw. Very little between them, but that is a little mistake. If Gurney can capitalise, which he is doing,
140.
He's giving himself an opportunity. Well, Chisnall wanting to stay there.
60.
Trying to get down to a finish, Chizzy, but he's surrendered the darts, and Gurney.
91.
Good last dart, leaves him 130. Now, Chisnall took out the 130 in leg 3. He took it out because he needed to. Gurney was on a finish himself, albeit a big one, the 170, 83. The biggest of the lot. Chisnall is on a finish, and Gurney's going to have to go for this. Another one of those leaves double 5. Oh, hang on. Well, well, well. He didn't go for it. How curious. Did he realise Chisnall was on a finish? He should have stayed there, and a single 20 would have given him a dart at the bullseye. Now, there's a chance here that Dave Chisnall takes this out and makes Daryl Gurney pay for either a lack of awareness or a poor decision. Oh, it wasn't far off. It was not far off, and having already taken out a bullseye finish once, had that gone, would you have bet against Dave Chisnall hitting the bullseye again for a 4-3 lead? But as it is, Gurney survives. He gets 2 darts. Oh, well, okay, fair enough. Double 8 for double top. It's not what he was after, but it'll do. 2 darts for a break of throw. Just trying to compose himself. It threw him off. It wasn't where he was aiming. It's actually worked out really well for him. But needs to gather his thoughts. Needs to hit tops. Doesn't hit tops. Doesn't really threaten it. 2 darts missed by Daryl Gurney for what would have been the first break of throw in this match. It's now Chizzy's turn. He's not averse to taking a step back and just trying to compose himself. You're never sure whether it's the right thing to do. Sometimes it works for him, sometimes it doesn't. Didn't work for Daryl Gurney there. Chizzy's only going to get 1 dart. It's at double top. He's hit it twice before in this match.
48.
He does not make it 3 times. Gurney comes back. Golden opportunity. It's one he cannot afford to spurn if he's going to knock out the number 4 seed, the highest seeded player left in Players' Championship 8 today. Chizzy kissing his flight.
Game shot.
Doesn't do him any good, though, does it? Because Gurney's gone into the lead with a break of throw. Consolidate that break with a hold of throw here. Daryl Gurney is 1 leg away from the quarterfinals. And is the draw opening up for Gurney if he does go on to win this? It's difficult to say. Stuart Kellett is through to the last 16 and will take on Raymond van Barneveld, the 5-time world champion, with the winner of that playing the winner of this one. This is the same half of the draw as Robbie Green, who has beaten Wayne Jones, as Gurney looks to fill this up.
138.
Moves over to the 18s. Robbie Green and James Wade will fight it out in 1 quarter-final. I can tell you that Gerwyn Price, the Iceman, has won 6-1 against Robert Thornton, the former Grand Prix and UK Open champion and World Master. He takes on either Josh Payne or Mervyn King. Look at this.
180.
It is another maximum. Daryl Gurney has hit 3 in this match. And he is going toe-to-toe with one of the biggest scorers in world darts, and he is more than holding his own. But here comes Chiz with a ton 40. Gets him down to a manageable finish. Oh, double 18. Double 9. Fantastic stuff. Daryl Gurney not only gets the first break of throw in the match, but then backs it up by taking out 90 for a 12-dart hold. Superb stuff for the Northern Irishman. He is one leg away. Now, Chisnall does have the throw in 2 of the remaining 3 legs. But Chizzy has been unable throughout the entire course of the match to break Daryl Gurney's throw.
140.
And if he continues to score in this manner, Gurney will make it very, very difficult for Chizzy to come back from here.
140.
I can tell you, Joe Collins in the quarterfinals. He'll play James Richardson. Ruthless.
85.
Ooh, Gurney couldn't believe that last one. He seemed to be in the zone, firing the darts in and around that treble 20 bed with ease. And then he's just had one that he just can't explain.
140.
Chizzy down to a finish. Great adjustment. The man from Derry down to a finish. Chizzy would need to find the bullseye at the end of a big combination, and he's not even hit one treble, let alone the 2 he needed with his first 2 darts. Gurney, can he win it here? Well, he can't. Not anymore.
59.
But leaves himself a 2-darter. Chisnall on 70, Gurney 96. Chizzy knows if he misses this 1 dart at tops,
game shot.
It could have been curtains, but he takes it out, holds his nerve, Dave Chisnall. And he lives to breathe and fight for another leg. This is where Gurney needs to
100.
get the job done. He kicks off a ton. If Gurney is broken for the first time in the match, in this leg, then Dave Chisnall will have the throw in the decider.
55.
But he's only kicked off 55. It's a gift for Chin.
$58.
Not one he's done a great deal with, it has to be said. Remember, 8 times these two have met. 4 wins apiece.
100.
But it is 2 years, more than 2 years, since Daryl Gurney last beat Dave Chisnall.
85.
It's another one of those where he's just pulled it into the 5. Is it going to end up costing him, Daryl Gurney? Chizzy not jumping all over that at all. He can't understand it. Shaking his head, little smirk from Chizzy. It all get a bit nervy, a bit tense.
43.
It may be, you know. It's probably the worst leg of the match in terms of the scoring, because these two have been hitting the 60 with regularity, and, well, there you see a bit of a loss of form from Chizzy with the second dart, but a good adjustment. The 1-2-1 gets him to 165. He couldn't have left a finish after that second dart, which he'd stuck into the one. You can see he's annoyed with himself. Gurney is going to get to a finish, but what kind? Well, if that's 35 off.
95.
Oh, that's an important dart. A really important dart. Gets him to Shanghai. 120 points stand between Daryl Gurney and a place in the quarterfinals, and the dream of going and making it a 2-title weekend. He came to Barnsley this weekend, the Northern Irishman, without a single PDC title to his name. He won his first one yesterday,
93.
and he could be about to knock out the highest seeded player left in the tournament and put himself just 3 wins away from back-to-back titles. And he's going to get a match dart. And it's a double top. And it's there! Daryl Gurney, a nerveless finish, 120 checkout. He has knocked out the number 4 seed Dave Chisnall, who not only fails to make the quarterfinals, but then gets a kiss off his opponent as well. Unlucky Chiz.